start working on a quarterback, and this game might be, kind of a initiating game for whoever is coming in to see what they got. And either way, I feel like the Rams are going to win this.
Yeah, I agree with you too. I think the Colts, without Luck, he's a big part of pretty much everything that they do. Because he gets the ball to T.Y. Hilton, he gets the ball to Dante Moncrief. Andrew Luck can run with it. I mean, he takes a lot of punishment back there. I think the Colts still have a lot of offensive line issues. So even if he was playing, given the fact that the Rams does have a really good defensive unit, I think they would have really did a good job of getting to him. And, if Luck was playing, but I just don't really see, the Colts winning this game without him. So I'm going to give the nod to the Rams on that one. Could be their first and only win of the season.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding on that.
Next, we have the Panthers versus 49ers. I'm going to go ahead and say I feel like the Panthers are going to win this one. I don't see the 49ers due to their lack of, components. I feel like their run defense might be good. I'm not totally sure, but their passing defense is going to get thrown over and get beat by Cam Newton easily. And the Panthers, I feel like they still have a strong defense, so they're just going to take that one.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Carolina is going to take that game. 49ers just haven't been the same ever since, Jim Harbaugh left a couple of years ago. The whole Colin Kaepernick situation that's going on with that. Mm-hmm. And then they had a lot of players they lost over the past couple of years. So they are kind of in the rebuilding stage under, I want to say Chip Kelly's still their head coach. That's something I have to look into. I'm not sure if he's still there or not.
Me neither.
But I'll look into that. But regardless of whoever's the coach, I don't really expect a lot out of San Francisco this year. I just see Carolina winning that first game. All right, so with me, I'm going to move on to another one. Houston and Jacksonville. I went with Houston, given the fact that all they're going through right now, they have a lot to play for, being affected by Hurricane Harvey. I think that could be a good way to kind of utilize that as motivation to drive them this season. Because remember how that did for the Saints with Katrina. And it led to them a couple years. They won a Super Bowl. So I really think that'll be a big motivational piece for them. Jacksonville, to me, Blake Bortles is their quarterback. They really weren't too, sold on him this year because he really didn't have a great showing in the preseason. But I think Houston will win this game.
I must agree with you on this. I do believe that this story will fuel the Texans. Not only that, I've seen J.J. Watt do a phenomenal job on doing foundations and raising money over this Harvey situation. Mm-hmm. So I feel like if anybody, he's definitely passionate, and I feel like that's going to resonate throughout the team itself. So I do feel like not only that, but just them in general before this, I feel like they were a greater team than Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. Even though, like I said, I do like what Blake Bortles is trying to do to the team, but they still have a ways of structuring to go.
Mm-hmm. Cincinnati versus Baltimore. Neither one of these teams I'm really big on. But if I had to go with anybody, I would go with Cincinnati over Baltimore. I'm just the type of person, I just don't trust Joe Flacco. Andy Dalton ain't that much better either. But, I mean, I feel like he's got a lot more to use as far as, like, you have a receiver like A.J. Green who can stretch the field. Baltimore does have a good defense. I really like this young kid coming up for Cincinnati, Joe Mixon at running back. I want to really see how they use him. But I'm just not a big Joe Flacco person. Maybe it's because I'm a little biased because we had to play them a lot in the playoffs with being a New England fan, and he had a couple wins against us. So I just really think they gave him that big payday. He's really not living up to the money that they gave him a few years ago after they won that Super Bowl when Ray Lewis was able to kind of ride off in the sunset. Okay. But I'm going to go with Cincinnati over Baltimore.
Okay, I'm about to go against you on this one with the Ravens, man. Even though I must admit Joe Flacco he's pretty inconsistent. But I just can't bet against him right now, at least against the Bengals. I feel like he can beat their defense.
Okay.
So I'm simply off of that alone. Like I said, the Ravens do still have a good defensive core, so I feel like the Ravens are going to take this game. So I'm giving it to the Ravens.
Okay. That's a toss-up game because it could go either way.
Definitely.
I'm pretty sure you agree with me on this one too. Pittsburgh and Cleveland. You know what? I found out if for those iPhone users out there, if you ever ask Siri where is sadness, she brings up the Cleveland Browns football.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. If you ever ask her where's sadness, she'll bring up the Cleveland Browns football.
When I finish this podcast, I'm definitely
do that. It's very funny. Siri can be sarcastic at times. I'm telling you.
That's
but obviously Pittsburgh's going to win this game. Le'Veon Bell's back. Antonio Brown, too much firepower. Cleveland doesn't stand a chance.
You know what? I'm simply put, you said everything. I'm going with Steelers easily with this one.
Yeah, and I have Antonio Brown on one of my fantasy teams, so I'm looking for him to have a huge season. Who you got next?
Next, we're going to go into the Falcons versus the Bears.
Falcon. This one was kind of tough for me. I just want to see where Atlanta is. Like, with that, is it going to be the Super Bowl hangover type thing for them, or will they use it as, to fuel the fire to try to get back? I do like Matt Ryan. I love him enough because he's on my fantasy team in one of my other leagues that I'm in. So I'm looking for him to have a great year again. I mean, Chicago, kind of moving on without Jay Cutler now. So I got to kind of see what they're going to bring to the table. But I still think the Falcons should win this football game. Doesn't mean they will because they are the Atlanta Falcons. And they only really give you 3/4 of everything that they do.
Wow. Easily said from somebody who just watched Tom Brady have the most scripted comeback. But we're gonna. That's a different segment.
Yeah, it's gonna be a different segment.
I'm gonna explain why I said that was a scripted story in another day. But I do agree that the Falcons are gonna win this game. Honestly, I don't know much on what the Bears arsenal has to compete against the Falcons. The only concern I would see is the Falcons beating themselves, like you said, because of the Super Bowl hangover. But I do expect them to win. Next, the Raiders versus the Titans.
And this is what I caught. I don't know what CJ has brewing over there. We still got to go through some picks, but my upset special.
Nope.
It's kind of a bit late on it, but we got the.
It took a little technical
while.
Difficulty.
Yeah. Upset special right here. I'm going to pick Tennessee to beat Oakland.
Wow.
And keep in mind, people, when you lose the first game of the season, this season is not all over. So you can be 0-1, 0-2, and still win the Super Bowl. The Patriots did it twice in 2 of their Super Bowl winning seasons. So I think Tennessee has a lot of young talent going on there. They got Eric Decker there. You still got DeMarco Murray along with Derrick Henry. Delaney Walker at tight end. Marcus Mariota. They got some good things going on in Tennessee right now. I think this could be a surprise team given the fact of how long Andrew Luck is out in that AFC South division. And then I think it could be theirs to win. Yeah, I like Tennessee. I think they're going to be.
I do like. They're going
to shock a lot of teams.
I really like the Titans, like I said, and I really like Marcus Mariota. But Marshawn, Derek Carr.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
And that's just like the top two, just off the top of my mind. I can't go
Oakland's
against.
Got some good. I mean, I'm not.
Like Oakland was
downplaying Oakland. I mean, Derek Carr.
Oakland was an injury away from, in my eyes, AFC Championship, if not Super Bowl. That's might be that's a stretch, but I feel like without that injury, who knows? That's what we'll never know now. And for me, I feel like they were on a pretty good high, and with him being back now, healthy. We'll see, if that injury has some lasting effects on his abilities. But if he is in good health, I see this. Even though I like the Titans, I like Marcus Mariota. I see the Raiders coming out.
Okay. My toss-up for the week, this one's really gave me a tough time deciding with Washington and Philadelphia. Two really good teams on the rise. I like Kirk Cousins. I like
rivalry.
I like what Carson Wentz is doing too. Good thing is we get to see this matchup twice a year because they're two divisional opponents. But it's just I'm a fan of kind of both and what they're doing right now. I picked Washington to get this game, but this is a toss-up for me. It could go either way. I think Carson Wentz still has a lot to prove. So does Kirk Cousins because they keep franchise tagging him. They won't give him that big payday just yet. I think the verdict is still out on him. I think they've been past the RG3 stage now. I think if you want to go ahead and lock this guy down, go ahead and do it. If you don't have a lot of top tier quarterbacks out there, he's actually doing pretty decent for you. So you don't have to break the bank, but still lock him into a long term deal.
I'm gonna go Eagles. I mean, not much explanation to it. I can honestly say, but in between these two, it is a good rivalry between the two. But for some reason, I feel like this will, as far as going with your pick, it's going to be an upset. It's going to be the Eagles.
That's your upset special.
Huh? Yeah, that's going to be my upset special. Okay. The Eagles coming out on this.
Okay. Who else we got left here?
We got a couple more for Sunday night. We got real quick, Jets Bills.
That to me, I really could care less. They're both in our divisions.
Exactly.
Patriots are going to beat them both times. I think right now, I picked Buffalo.
Okay.
Over the Jets this week. That could go either way though, but both of them are kind of like Tyrod Taylor. What he does, so I think he can do enough to beat the Jets.
Who is the Jets quarterback? Is it still Geno?
I don't even know what their quarterback situation looks like right now.
I'm gonna go with
it. Could be Geno, and I think they had Bryce Petty was there. I don't know who's been named the starter to start.
I'm gonna go with the Bills with you on this one, just because of the fact that I'm going with the Bills. I really have no explanation for this game either. I feel like the Jets are possibly going to be better than what they were, but that's not saying much about the Jets in the whole. So,
I got you.
Yeah, that's it for that game. The Cardinals versus the Lions.
Matthew Stafford. Matt Stafford has a lot to prove this year. With that big contract they gave him, he's really got to come out and show that I'm worth every penny of that. I just think he's going to struggle with this Arizona defense. I think Arizona feel like they had a down year last year, given the fact that they went to the NFC Championship the year before. And, try to build off that, and it just never really took off last year for them. So I really think they're going to have a big bounce-back year. I think they're going to win this game.
Cardinals?
Yeah, I'm going Arizona.
Okay. I'm going to go Lions. I really like Matthew. And I know it's like, a lot of people say, and I think we talked about this last week, that, it was really because of his receiver, Calvin Johnson. But I feel like because this is now his year to showcase what he has, at least for right now, he's going to go on a good passing spree, and he's going to be pretty efficient. Now, of course, I feel
the ball to the other team. Okay, I got you.
Wow. Because, the Cardinals is a tough defense to get over with, especially that secondary. And I don't know the Lions' run game, but that's just...
And then Arizona has a good run game. You got to look at David Johnson.
Jeez. Maybe I should be regretting this pick.
Yeah, David Johnson is that running back
what
now.
You saying
Le'Veon Bell.
But you know what? I said it.
You still got Fitzy there, too, now. You still got Fitz.
Oh, yeah, I know Fitz. Larry Fitzgerald, which is pretty much almost always hard to bet against, especially just him being just the best catcher right now as far as two-hand efficient catcher, consistent catcher. But yeah, I already said Lions, and I'm just not going to be a backtracker.
Okay.
This might be the L that I take, but I'm going with them.